Okay guys, today I want to quickly talk to you about camera lens filters. A lot of amateur photographers, the second they get a camera, they start thinking that they have to run out and start buying all these filters for their lenses. And the truth is, I really don't think you need these filters at all, especially at the beginning of your photography career. The most common filter that every single camera store in the world is going to try to sell you the second you buy your camera and lens is, of course, the UV filter. And basically, this is just a clear piece of glass that you stick on the front of your lens, and some people will tell you that it blocks specific UV rays and makes your pictures better. Other people will tell you that it just protects the front element of your lens, and there is some truth to that. But what nobody will actually tell you is that this cheap piece of glass, if you put it on the front of your lens, will cause your pictures to flare far more often. This means that if you're shooting towards the sun at all and any part of that direct sunlight reaches this front element, it's going to bounce around inside the lens and within this element itself, and it's going to make your pictures look hazy. They're not gonna have the dark, rich blacks that you're accustomed to with your photography. I used to always keep these filters on my lenses, and then one day I was shooting a wedding professionally and the pictures looked so bad and washed out, and I thought to myself, you know, I'm just gonna quickly take this off and see if it changes anything. It made my pictures look so much better, and from that day forward, I have never once put a UV filter on any of my cameras. Obviously, it does help with protection. If you're the type of person who's going to be beating your camera around and throwing it in the car and throwing it on the ground, maybe you do need a filter like this, but I've been a professional photographer now for 12 years. I'm pretty careful with my gear, and I have never once scratched the front element of any of my lenses at all. Of course, use the lens cap when you're not using the camera, and I think your lens is going to be perfectly safe without a UV filter. Now, the second most popular type of filter is the polarizer filter. And basically what you do is you stick this on the front of your lens and you can spin it. And as you spin it, it will do a few different things. It's actually allowing certain light rays to enter the lens and it's rejecting other light rays. And as you spin it, you can look through the viewfinder and actually see what it's doing. Now, some very specialized photographers do use these and really enjoy circular polarizers for very specific applications. You can see here, we were shooting inside of a house, and as we rotate the polarizer, it's completely changing the reflection that you can see on the floor. For very specific situations like that, it's nice to have something like this. A lot of landscape photographers think that they need this because as you turn it, it will actually darken up the sky and make the sky a little bit bluer. But the truth is, when it comes to shooting landscapes and stuff like that, you can recreate all of those looks in Photoshop or in Lightroom, and it's much easier to do, and you don't have to spend the extra money for this filter either. So my suggestion is, at least at the beginning, stay away from all filters. I really don't think they're necessary, and as you get better with your photography career, you might want to try out a filter like this. But in all honesty, I would never suggest using a UV filter. I think it's just an add-on that camera stores use to make an extra buck.